It is the last day of 2023, literally 31st of January. By the way, it is so hot right now, literally in a heat wave, so the aircon is on. If you can hear it, no you don't. I'm going to share everything I made in 2023 because I've seen a lot of other creators do this, but these creators make things like in the double digits, like they make so many things. But I wanted to share what I make as a full-time student who also works full-time and is actually kind of bad at crochet and is slow at crochet. The humble version of what I make in 2023. Anyway, I have a whole list of things. It's all listed in my Notion. First I'm going to talk about is this top that I'm currently wearing. I literally finished it like 24 hours ago. It's a uni break and I was reminded that I have hobbies. I used a pattern on YouTube to make it, and you know, I love this top. It's a little bit itchy because it's a mohair blend, but I'm just gonna ignore that and none of my business. Next thing that I made is this raglan bolero sleeves. I don't know, I wear it all day every day. It's cute, it's simple. I actually made it after I made this, which is a wool raglan jumper, and I used like a cake of yarn that I bought. Again, I only bought one skein and I was so stupid, so it's mostly like from that one cake, but these sleeves, as you can see, are just all brown because I ran out when I was getting to the sleeves, so I just used brown yarn. You can't really tell, it's like it's kind of blends in quite nicely. I like this one as well. I wore it a lot when it was cold. It is wool, it's a wool acrylic blend, so it's a little bit hot. I wore it a lot when it was actually cool enough to wear it. I used the same pattern for these two, and I think I want to make more of those. I want to make a raglan in a lighter color. The other thing that I made is like a vest, different colors on each side like this. When I first made it, I actually hated it, but then I kept wearing it and I realized it's actually so cute. Next thing I made was this cardigan with this fluffy yarn. I really like this one as well. I like all my creations, so I don't know. This one I used actually a knitting machine to do the sleeves because I bought a knitting machine this time last year, so I used it to make the sleeves. But then I did the panels in crochet, and like I wanted to make my crochet with the knitting machine. Like the stitches look so different between crochet and knitting, so I was like, oh my god, how do I mix it without it looking weird? So I just used this like fluffy yarn to hide it, and I think it's not that noticeable. Like if you know what you're looking for, you can see it, but I think it's not that bad, and I really like this. The only issue is that I do live in Brisbane, Queensland, so it just does not get hot enough to really wear this as much as I would like. I want to add like a little front tie, and just again to show that I'm actually not very good. Like this is supposed to be a straight panel, but I don't care. I wear my creations no matter how ugly they are. Next thing that I made, like it looks a bit rough, but hear me out. I made this and then I realized I actually hate it. So then I started the process of undoing it, but I never finished undoing it. So this is what it currently looks like. They're just like shorts that I made with granny squares, and I do think the granny squares are cute. I just don't, the shorts were just not very well made, and I'm not gonna wear crochet shorts. Like I'm just not gonna do that. I'm gonna undo them so that I can turn these granny squares maybe into a vest, just to reduce, reuse, recycle, because I think they're really cute. I don't want to waste them. But undoing granny squares is actually the worst thing ever. So we'll see how that goes. This is also, none of this is in order. I just have a pile of things that I'm going to share. I made 2 bees. One of them I gave to my youngest sister for her birthday, and then the other one I kept. I gave her the better one. I don't usually do amigurumi. I usually make wearables because I'm really bad at following patterns. Like I just hate it so much. Like you have to be so precise when you're doing amigurumi, so I avoid doing it. And I like used a lighter to like make it, like to get rid of the fuzz, and it really worked. It looks so nice and like clean. 2 things for my boyfriend's mum. First of them was a poncho that is actually for her friend, and then another thing that I made for her was like a crochet flower. It was a little tulip. I also made these leg warmers. As you can tell, they're 2 different yarns, but they're both white. Literally, guys, I'm a mess. Next thing that I made is this. It was like a tie front cardigan with the shell stitch. I followed it like an actual written pattern. It's my first time following a written pattern, and it's like this. I actually hate it. I don't like it at all. I think that I just didn't know how to make it fit for my body the way that I like. That is everything that I finished making that I have with me. The next are just things that I made and don't know where they are. I tried to make a water bottle holder, but I didn't follow a pattern and it flopped. Didn't actually hold anything. I made blue like ear warmers, like in the shape of a flower. Followed a YouTube tutorial for that. I made a video about this, but I made a Valentine's Day jumper with the knitting machine, my first ever knitting machine project. It was actually really cute, but I don't like the color red. So I just pulled it apart and like reused the yarn. I haven't actually reused the yarn, but I rewound the yarns. My plan is to make a floor cushion and just stuff it with all of my scrap yarn. I don't have that much scrap yarn, but that's the plan, is to make a floor cushion or just a cushion and use all my scrap yarn. This I made, and it was supposed to be like a top and that like tied at the back and then tied up the front. Flop. I don't know, I just didn't. I was like, why would I do that? I don't wear that kind of stuff. Next thing I'll do is all the things that I started making and have not finished making, all my work in projects for the year. This is supposed to be and will eventually be a cardigan. So this is the back panel, and then this is like one of the front panels, and then this is one of the sleeves, and then I just have to finish the other sleeve, and then I'll have a cute little cardigan. I wanted to make a lighter colored bolero, so I was like, let me just use the knitting machine. They're way too long, first of all, like they're so long, and I like realized I don't know how to knit, so how do I attach it? I might just like do a long chain and then attach it and like I hope it doesn't look ugly. I did try to make like a way to attach it like this, but it's in crochet, and I just feel like if you can see the different like types of stitching, it's just gonna look strange. Final thing that I made, not the final thing, but like my absolute most biggest long-termiest project that I absolutely love and adore. Oh, she's hefty. Pink dress. So what happened with this is that I had a ball that I needed to go to for uni, and I bought tickets and stuff, but like I didn't know what kind of dresses that I like because I hate shopping in person and I don't trust to buy things online, and also everything is so expensive. So I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And I was really inspired by Selkie because I love Selkie dresses. So I was like, how do I make a crochet Selkie dress? I couldn't find any patterns. I was like stressing. There is a moth outside and it moved anyway, but then the gods came through and I found this one YouTube crochet tutorial for like this baby doll dress, and it was so cute and it was exactly like the vibe that I wanted. And my dream is to own an actual Selkie dress, but this I still just love. I wore her to the ball, and in the end she probably costed exactly as much as it would have cost to just buy my own dress. But anyway, the only thing is I don't think I'm ever going to wear it again, and I think it served its purpose. It was such a slay, but I don't want this yarn to go to waste because it wasn't cheap. So I'm thinking of unraveling her and rewinding the yarn and using it to make a blanket. Like, this is a statement piece. I'm not going to walk around in something like this on the daily. Yeah, that is everything that I made this year. I'm hoping to make a lot more things next year, but who knows, because I'm supposed to be graduating this year and I think that I'll be moving again. I don't know how it's going to work out, but hopefully I get to make things again.